نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي وربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, so yesterday we started Surah Takathur and we were only able to go through one ayah, but we talked a lot about the background of the surah, like the overall summary of the surah. So, and the question that we were trying to answer was that we talked about competition. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that the competition is keeping you busy. Competition is diverting your attention. You guys are just all into a competition. So the question was, is competition bad? So now the follow-up question is, which competition are we talking about here? Are we talking about the competition that we have in schools? So are these bad? We should not participate? Riz?
I'm gonna say the same thing I said yesterday.
Hmm.
It maybe like it depends. So like some competitions are good, like
Hmm.
school competitions, like math or like
Hmm.
for reading competitions like that,
Hmm.
which helps you learn something.
Right.
But the competitions that are like bad that they're talking about in this case, it's probably
Hmm.
like betting competitions, like
Hmm.
who would win all of the money, like gambling. That would be a competition technically.
Yeah. Yeah. So especially when we go over to the gambling thing, that's not allowed. Like that's pretty much clear that, okay, that is out of our boundaries. Uh, the other thing here is that this is not necessarily the competitions that we actually call competitions, the things that the debate competitions or the sports competition. Those is one thing, but the competitions we are talking about are the ones we have in our hearts, that we are secretly competing with people and we're trying to win some race. That's what keeps us busy all the time. Yes, the school competitions also keep us busy a lot of times, and people take those competitions also very seriously. And that's okay until you get obsessed. You're like, winning becomes like a matter of life and death. That's where, so competitions are healthy unless they divert you to an extent that you're really not thinking about anything else. And just like Ustad said yesterday, that what was I saying? I forgot. So just like he said, uh, that the things that we have are supposed to be a means for us to remember Allah, not forget Allah. So that's the litmus test here. That if that competition or whatever it is we are doing is a means for us to remember Allah, to thank Allah, it's something good. But it is something that has become a means that we are even become, like, for example, neglectful of our prayers. Like we're so busy preparing for the next spelling competition that we said, oh, sorry, I don't have time for namaz. That's where it's a problem. Then that competition is not a good competition. Or we are like so busy in our, sports practices, and we are attending practices that we don't even know the entire day is lost in that. That's where it's a problem, that it keeps us away from thanking Allah. And then the other thing that I would like to emphasize even more is when it's kind of when we are envying other people, when we are constantly thinking, why is this person getting more marks than I am? Or why does this, my neighbor has this kind of a bike and I don't? And these things are, right now as kids, these are small things, but as we grow up, these are going to go bigger and bigger. We will start competing on like everything, the car, the house, the property, the kids, like every small bit of detail. And imagine the way people, are competing with each other. Oh, she bought this kind of a bag, so I need to go and buy that kind of a bag as well. Like that kind of stuff. This is something, if you are thinking to that level, then honestly, that's all you're doing your entire day. That's all you're thinking. What fashion everybody is following? Am I doing that or no? Am I keeping up with all those parties and all those things? Or am I missing out on something? Am I invited or people just uninvited me? Those kind of things are the competition that are very, very serious. So what should we do instead? Okay, we know that these kind of competition is bad. Okay, then what should we do instead? Ahmad.
So if something like that happens and you feel jealous or something,
Mhm.
like I guess you'd feel jealous that other people will get invited and you didn't.
Mhm.
So what you what I would do would just completely leave it
Mhm.
because I'll get invited or do something else and have fun
Yeah.
anyways.
Hmm.
So who the heck cares, really?
Okay, yeah. So like, for example, there are people like, you are in a setting or you are in a um, environment where people are just always talking about those things. Oh, I have this, and don't you have that? Oh, I just bought that Michael Kors bag. Oh, which bag do you have? Or, I just went to this particular store and I got that. So all these things, what should we do then if we are in such, place or we are stuck with such people? That's very nice. You don't like really going to parties, but that's right now. Like, what about, when you grow up and your friends start talking about those things? That's also possible. Even in school, kids start talking about these such things. And all they care about is like which fashion they're following, which celebrity they're following, which videos are they watching. Oh, are you following that person? Or, and Balke, I remember what? Nowadays, people actually compete on number of followers. Oh, I have this many followers on, I don't know, Instagram, and you don't have that many, Yes, Riz. What should we do then?
I just wanted to say that in my class there are like these there's few like 2 or 3 girls, and they're always like doing all these TikTok dances and trying to act because they all like have Apple watches and iPhone
Yeah,
12s and 13s, and
exactly.
they're always just like trying to act so cool because of that,
Yes.
and they're always
Yeah,
just like against. They're friends, but they're not exactly against each other.
exactly.
But that
Yeah.
they think that all of this makes them really cool,
Right.
and because nobody else has it, they think that everybody's just gonna be with them. Their
Yeah.
friends.
That's exactly the competition we are talking about here. That is the competition that we are talking about, that people who really want to have to race each other in being cool. Right? So now we are coming up with really, really good examples. So yeah, Ahmad, you're so right. I don't even know why people they're so much into, followers. And that's a blessing, Ahmad, that you don't care about these things. That just consider it Allah's blessing. People who don't care about these things, that simply means their heart is blessed with this thing. Yes, you want to say something?
Yeah. One thing. Um. So some I know a few people that care about followers. One is Miral actually. Well, not really followers, more like friends.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like she's always like I have so many friends and stuff, and I have been
Right.
and
Hmm.
and she says I don't have any,
Hmm.
even though I have like 5. In my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, is good enough.
Yeah. And yeah, to your point, Ahmed, that just like the question that I asked, you kind of you answered that what should we do when we see this happening? And I just saw that Sumaya said that I have Insta, but I don't fight for followers. Me and my friends just talk and we see our friends' posts. That's right. And that's fine. It's not something bad to have accounts like Insta accounts and have followers. It's just that we go into this mode where this is all we are thinking about. So to answer my own question is that we try to keep our company straight. We try to be with those kind of people who are content, who are not thinking about just these things all the time and talking about. Remember, if you will be sitting in the company of such people a lot, that's what you'll feel like inferior. Like, oh my God, these people, that's what these are talking about, and I don't even know. So that's where we will know, Allah will know us with the company we are with. And it is even said that we are going to be on the day of judgment with the people who we like, even if we did not meet them ever. So we really need to choose people who we really like. That is very, very important. If we are surrounded by such people who are all the time about these things, these worldly things, then yeah, we will become the same. Eventually, we will become the same. Riz.
I have a question
Mm-hmm.
about like this competition thing. Even though we're just like talking between us, what if they're like companies and businesses? They're like like say they have a
Mhm.
Facebook account and
Yeah.
or like and they have a group on it. So
Mhm.
wouldn't it technically be a competition to get more like donors, volunteers, followers, and
Yeah.
people to like sign up for it or whatever? Wouldn't that also be a competition that we should do?
Yeah. I mean, yes, they do this on the company level. And yeah, I mean, and that's where sometimes I feel like the way these companies work, this is all marketing. And there's a difference between the companies and humans. You know, humans should not be marketing themselves. Companies do it. Yes, they have to do business, so they do it. And yeah, we cannot judge companies, at least in my opinion, but people should not act like companies, you know, fighting for gains and small gains and uh, not just fighting, not exactly fighting, but this is all that is going around their mind. And honestly, it all depends on our intentions. If somebody would say that, oh, is that bad? I shouldn't do this. Not really. Nobody can blanket that. Okay, this is bad. Don't do it. No, that's not necessary. It depends on what is our intention. I mean, having accounts is not a bad thing. Trying to have followers is not a bad thing. But your life revolving around these things, checking out every 5 minutes and bragging about it, that's where we have a problem. So that's where we need to control. Okay, so let's go to the next ayah. Hatta. Hatta means until. Zurtum. Zurtum. Zur means, that's the word zara yaziru, it means to visit. And tum is for you all. Zurtum, you visit. Al-maqabir. Maqabir is basically plural of like qabr. Qabr means grave. Maqabir, actually maqbara is a grave and maqabir is a plural, which is graves. Okay. So now let's go back to the first ayah and then the second one. The competition to increase distracts you until you visit graves. That means that this competition to increase will keep on distracting you until this day. And what is this day?
Day of judgment.
Mm, not exactly. Sorry.
The day we lose everything.
The day. So when do people visit grave?
The day their life ends.
The day basically a person is going to visit their own grave when they die, right? So people will not know how bad it is until the day they will reach their graves. They will enter their graves. Why? How come?
I guess you can say that when you die, you don't really have like those Instagram stuff.
Yeah.
So the competition does not distract you because you don't have any competition at all.
And in fact, yeah, the competition does not exist. And imagine how a person suddenly becomes it. Think about it. A person who was alive, the moment that person dies, it becomes it, a body. We don't even, we say like, we don't even refer them as a he or a she. It has to be taken. It has to be taken to the grave. It has to be buried. So imagine what happened. The person who was there, who was breathing, who was talking, drinking, eating, having fun. What happened to that person? Now there's nothing. Don't compete, when you are, don't compete. I mean, people still compete even on deaths, honestly. How big was the janaza and all those things? Yeah, may Allah save everybody from that thing. But yeah, but the person himself who is distracted with these worldly competitions will only end up knowing the reality of life once he gets to his or her grave. That's the point. Okay. Kalla. So kalla means, I usually like to say not at all, just say no, not at all. But here, usually I find a translation nay. So you can write down the word nay, or if you want to write down not at all, it's up to you. Sawfa. Sawfa means soon. Commonly used in Quran. Ta'lamun. Ta'lamun, the three-letter root words is Ain, Lam, Mim, which means ilm. What is ilm? Any guesses? Ilm, alim. Have you ever heard of that? No one? Ilmul something. No, nobody has ever heard this word before.
I've heard ilm yaqeen, I think.
Yeah, ilmul yaqeen is right here. That's why you have heard it.
Yeah, but I know I've heard something like that somewhere.
Yeah. Ilm means knowledge.
Well,
Okay, so ilm means knowledge. Alim. Alim is somebody who's knowledgeable. Like, for example, the word alim-e-deen. We say alim-e-deen for somebody who is knowledgeable in deen, in religion. Okay, you're going to remember that, all of you? Yes? Ilm means knowledge. I can just write down the word right here. So, ilm means knowledge. Okay. So ta'lamun means they will know. Nay, soon they will know. Summa. Summa means then. Kalla, meaning?
Nay.
Nay. Saufa, meaning?
Soon.
soon
Soon. Ta'lamun,
they will know.
they will know. Okay, who will know?
The disbelievers?
Those who were distracted. Yes.
So that would technically kind of be the disbelievers.
The ones, those who were distracted and now they ended up in their graves. Soon they will know. Then or again. Nay, soon they will know. Why twice? Why did Allah repeat this twice? Why not just one time?
Maybe
Yeah, they will.
it's like 2 times. One when they die, and 2 on the day of judgment.
Very good answer. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The time when you are in your grave, and then once you will know. Now, what we called alam barzakh, the time in between the time when we die and then the day of judgment happen. So absolutely, that's a very valid answer. Yes, Sumaya?
I think he said 2 times to make sure like people know and he's serious.
Yes, that is another very valid reason. Yes. So a lot of times things are repeated in Quran. Things are repeated, and the reason is which we called emphasis. So Allah, and that's a way of a language as well. In Arabic, that's how, in order to emphasize, people repeat. Like, for example, the most common hadith I think we have heard that somebody asked Prophet Sallam, like, who should I think I forgot what was it. Yeah, who has the most right on me? Prophet Sallam said, your mother. He asked again, okay, who has the most right on me? After that, Prophet Sallam said, your mother. And then he asked the third time, Prophet ﷺ, who has the most right on me? Prophet ﷺ again said, your mother. So that's a way of telling people, okay, this much, this is important. And then fourth time, Prophet ﷺ said, your father. Okay, so this is just a beauty of this language, that we repeat. And that is one reason. And the other reason, that just like Riz said, that there could be realization 2 times. One time when you enter your grave, that, okay, this is all done. This is ended. No more competition, nothing. Now I'm in my grave, and I did not bring anything with me in my grave. No followers, nothing. I don't have my house with me. I don't have my, I don't know, car, the best car that I had. I don't have it. Nothing. I don't have it. And the second
Well,
time, he will have the realization when it's going to be Day of Judgment. Okay. Yes, Miral?
what was I gonna say? I was gonna ask why he said his mom 3 times and his dad only once.
Yes, that's also a good question, because that's what we say, that a mom's right is 3 times a dad's right. And I think this has been explained many times, that how much a mom sacrifices for a kid is more than a dad does when it comes to physical, things like, to be honest, moms almost die when giving birth. So it is said that somebody cannot repay their moms no matter what they do, because of
Also,
just, yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to say, how we were talking when people die, they don't bring anything with them,
You wanted to
right?
say that?
No, I wanted to say so when you said when
Uh-huh.
they die, they don't bring anything with them, like their follows, like you said. Well, famous people when they die, they bring their fame with them.
No, even they don't even bring that with them, seriously. But yeah, they leave that behind. Yes, people do leave legacy behind. I think we talked about that when we were doing Surah Lahab, that we need to see what legacy we are leaving behind. We don't take anything with us except our deeds. That's the only thing we take with us. But what do we leave behind? Our things, and most importantly, our legacy. And our legacy can help our, even after we die. It might continue for as long as Allah wants. Somebody who, for example, wrote a book, as long as people are reading that book, he can get rewarded. So yeah, so people can leave their popularity behind, but they still cannot take it with them. Ahmed?
Um, I want to say that how we were talking about legacy, but the
Mhm.
only time people really bring the fame along them leave the fame bring the fame with them when they die is when they
Mhm.
die in movies.
Yeah,
It's true. Like
that's right. Yes. Yeah, only
when you
then they
die in
realize. Yeah.
movies, you're not actually dead. So
Yeah, that's right. True.
you just yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Last comment, Riz.
I was just gonna say that.
Say that?
I said the
Oh, time?
meeting's gonna end.
Yes, yes, that's exactly what I was looking at because I do get this, that it is about to, how many classes do I teach? I teach
Two,
two
right?
basic. Yeah, there is another senior group of students who
Wait,
are
how old
actually,
are they?
they are 12
Ah,
and one of them is older. It's Rohan's brother, Rahim. So he is 16. Rohan, how old is he?
yeah, 16.
Yes. So yeah,
I'm the youngest here.
you're the
I
youngest
think.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah, possible. That's right. Okay. So yeah, so the other class is on first juz. So they did juz 30 like Amma with me, and now they are on the first juz. So yeah, so that's what we are doing with them. Okay, Jazakallah khair for joining today. Inshallah, now I'm gonna see you on Monday. Allah Hafiz. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Subhanaka. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.